The budget and provincial cuts are at the center of tonight's meeting here at TDSB headquarters, with the school board saying they are now faced with a $67 million deficit on the table today. A number of proposals the board is considering to balance this budget, but some are urging them not to cave in to the province.
These types of cuts are going to affect our most vulnerable children, our most vulnerable families, the families that are just trying to get ahead, just trying to get a hand up. And that's the effect, the negative effect that these cuts are going to have. Let's build the kind of schools that our children deserve. It's those children that I know many of you ran for your positions in order to protect.
Pleas coming into TDSB board members this evening from parents, advocates and staff members who say these cuts will come at the expense of some of the 240,000 students. And though the school board is required to balance the budget in June, some are telling them not to.
We want trustees to pass a budget that will give all of the resources that our children need. And if that means that it goes over whatever the allotted monies that we get from the government is, then that's what it means. That's what we need them to do.
It's very hard. There are no good answers to this. Somebody is going to be upset no matter what we decide.
The TDSB laid out their budget shortfall at the meeting, attributing $25 million to a structural deficit, something they see annually and, according to them, addressed through year-end savings. But the remaining $42 million is what's putting their backs against the wall. The board says the province has made cuts to several grants, including for early childhood education and class sizes, which they add will result in fewer teachers.
We are asking the Toronto District School Board specifically to find less than 1 percentage point in terms of savings.
But the Minister of Education says these cuts are minor.
The reality is the biggest part of that decrease right now is from the Local Priorities Fund, and that doesn't even expire until the end of August.
Will the school board be able to balance the budget?
The school board will balance the budget. It may not be pretty on the way there, but it will be balanced by June 3rd.
In the TDSB's proposal to balance the budget, some of the 582 schools will see a budget reduction. Overall, a total of 19 departments are expected to undergo changes, with dozens of TDSB positions being potentially axed.
There'll be some central staff that have been eliminated. There's some senior staff being eliminated. Without having made a decision, we can't say how many job losses there will be.
And reductions to programs and services like outdoor education, international languages, student support, curriculum changes, as well as removing busing for French immersion and gifted students.
Much of the costs that we have are fixed based on collective agreements, many regulations from the province about how we have to staff and spend money. Some board policies, for example, we have a board policy that we want lunchroom supervisors in our schools. So we're restricted. I don't know if we'll stay with those decisions at this point, what the final decision will be, but we have to make some hard decisions and people are not going to be happy.
The TDSB will be hosting 2 more meetings to discuss these budget options with members of the community, one on May 27th, the next on June 3rd. Then final recommendations will be going to a bigger committee on June 11th. Inside TDSB headquarters, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.